5 minutes after 6 o'clock, I'm Jeremy Ratliff. We now know the name of a man killed in Dayton in a shooting Tuesday night.
The Montgomery County coroner says the 2-year-old Paul Body, whose body was found dead near the intersection of North Main Street and Ernst Avenue just before 11:30. Cops believed a suspect might have been in a home on North Main Street, but a search found no suspect was there.
That is WHIO's Jason Michaels. Here is a WHIO Impact story, which means we take you in-depth on a major story every hour. A new federal estimate is spurring concern about growing pre-diabetes among America's youth.
Nearly 33% of U.S. adolescents have pre-diabetes. That's according to a newly released estimate from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, citing data from 2023. That's up from a previous estimate of 18% published in 2020. The latest analysis concludes a total of 8.4 million adolescents have pre-diabetes nationwide. However, some scientists point out the CDC changed the method it uses to calculate the higher estimate without providing an explanation. Pre-diabetes increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke.
That report from Fox's Tom Graham. WHIO News Time 626.
Well, he helps you save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. He is Dayton's consumer warrior, Clark Howard. You can get advice from Clark anytime at his website, clark.com. Here is this morning's Clark tip.
Seems like anytime you turn on the TV, there's ad after ad after ad for auto insurers, all trying to be cutesy to try to get you to pick them over somebody else. But guess what? There's an insider kind of thing, a study of the best auto insurers, and most of them are insurers you've never heard of. Who does this study? Body shops. Body shops know when the chips are down for you after an accident, which insurers are worried about you and protecting you, and which ones are trying to get one over on you in the repair of your vehicle and fighting you to fix your vehicle right. If you go to crashnetwork.com, you can see the list of insurers, and I want to warn you, most of them you have never heard of. This is Clark Howard.
This is the legendary WHIO, the king of sports in Ohio. We've got the biggest sports teams and leagues on both radio and TV. This year, we're proud to be the home of NFL with Cincinnati Bengals football on Channel 7. The Southwest Ohio home of the Cleveland Browns on WHIO Radio. The biggest Big Ten games during the season every Saturday, including Ohio State football. The CBS NFL Game of the Week. The home of University of Dayton basketball and football. The Touchdown 7 high school football games of the week. The Dayton home of March Madness, the Masters, and PGA Championship. When it comes to the absolute biggest sports brands, WHIO Radio and Television is the king of Dayton sports. WHIO, Dayton's news, talk, and sports station.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
Seems like anytime you turn on the TV, there's ad after ad after ad for auto insurers, all trying to be cutesy to try to get you to pick them over somebody else. But guess what? There's an insider kind of thing, a study of the best auto insurers, and most of them are insurers you've never heard of. Who does this study? Body shops. Body shops know when the chips are down for you after an accident, which insurers are worried about you and protecting you, and which ones are trying to get one over on you in the repair of your vehicle and fighting you to fix your vehicle right. If you go to crashnetwork.com, you can see the list of insurers, and I want to warn you, most of them you have never heard of.
Clark is WHIO's consumer warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's morning news on WHIO.
This is the station Dayton turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. WHIO Dayton Springfield, celebrating 90 years of being Dayton's news and talk station. Depend on it.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on this Friday, July 11th, 2025. I'm Ron Otto, sitting in for Larry Hansgen this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News with the three big things we're following for you today. President Trump is scheduled to see the damage from the deadly Texas floods today. Prosecutors want a teen accused of killing 2 people near the DeSoto Bass Apartments to be tried as an adult. And our top story, the Secret Service suspending 6 agents who were assigned to protect President Trump when a gunman attempted to take his life at a rally nearly a year ago.
That's right, Ron. And Fox's Alexis McAdams has more on this story for us from Butler, Pennsylvania.
It took a long time to find out exactly what happened to those Secret Service agents that were out here in that field when the president was nearly killed. We found out they basically got desk duty, went home without pay. But people here in Butler still demanding answers. And it's not just the family of Corey Comparator who was killed that day. It's also Senator Ron Johnson, who just told our Capitol Hill team in Washington, D.C. that he's fed up. So much so, he's going to subpoena the state police here in Pennsylvania and the FBI, saying, where is the information? It's been a year. The director of the Secret Service, Sean Curran, he says they've taken steps to make sure this never happens again. But the Comparator family tells me they've been waiting for answers more than this for a year.
Yeah, the shots were fired by 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He killed a firefighter and grazed President Trump's ear. Stay tuned here as we get new details on this story. We're going to bring them to you on your station for breaking news, 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Rain chances increasing as we go into the weekend. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz. I'll tell you whether or not it'll be a washout, which day you can head out and about without worrying about getting wet.
Well, I've yet to see any crashes or major backups for the morning drive. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
This is Miami Valley's morning news on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO. I'm Ron Otto.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, Ron, we have learned that prosecutors are going to try a local teen as an adult.
Dayton police said he killed 2 people. The shooting happened in November near the DeSoto Bass Apartments in Germantown. According to the Montgomery County Prosecutor's Office, Antoine Williams Barlow and another person forced their way inside a home and confronted the 2 victims about money. Antoine McCatherine and Deja Powers died. Police arrested Barlow in December. Right now, he's facing murder, felonious assault, and burglary charges.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright reporting. We got some good local news out of Fairborn. Officers have located a previously missing 7-year-old, and that child was found after going missing around 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon near Fig Street. The child is now said to be safe. Beaver Creek police searching for a man accused of stealing from Home Goods on Town Drive.
He allegedly entered the store and selected blenders, silverware, and bedding that totaled less than $700. The suspect is accused of not paying and leaving the store with the items. The department posted a security camera image of the suspect on its Facebook page, and you can also see it at WHIO.com.
That is WHIO's Will Taylor reporting. The bathroom at Oldfield Beach at Indian Lake has been closed after vandals damaged it.
Sinks were knocked off the wall and broken into pieces, shown by the Indian Lake State Park on social media. The restroom will be temporarily closed for repairs. Oildfield Beach is one of 2 at Indian Lake.
That is WHIO's Rich Jones reporting. A man accused of drugging a young girl with his car is going to go to trial in September.
We reported last year, authorities said Jeffrey Atkinson had a blood alcohol level nearly 4 times the legal limit. Investigators say the crash trapped 9-year-old Ashley Escalante and dragged her for nearly a half mile.
That is News Center 7's Letitia Perry reporting. Atkinson waiving his right to a speedy trial. He is due back in court on September the 29th. Happening today, the president travels to Central Texas for a first-hand look at flood recovery.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says federal agencies quickly had assets in the region.
Nobody there has said anything about that they didn't get everything that they wanted immediately or that they needed. And I'm proud of the work that we've done.
President Trump says he plans to eliminate FEMA later this year as part of a reorganization shifting disaster relief and emergency preparedness to the states.
That is Fox's Jared Halpern reporting for us from the White House. Here's a story that you are not going to forget anytime soon. A church deacon who helped stop a potential mass shooting has been rewarded for his actions.
When he arrived a bit late for services at the Cross Point Community Church in Wayne, Michigan, June 22nd, Deacon Richard Pryor saw a gunman moving towards the doors. He didn't have a weapon, so Pryor used his F-150 truck to ram the gunman, who was eventually killed by church security. However, the truck was ruined by multiple gunshots. So Thursday, a local Ford dealership said thank you by giving Pryor a brand new F-150.
Just can't be more than enough thankful for everybody's support.
Thanks to Pryor, no one died in the incident.
Just grateful for the Lord's protection.
His congregation grateful for its deacon.
Yeah, it's Fox's Kevin Uretsky with that report for us. WHIO News Time, 6:35.
Well, today is July 11th, and on this date in 1804, Vice President Aaron Burr mortally wounds former Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton during a pistol duel in Weehawken, New Jersey. Hamilton died the next day. And coming up, there are unclaimed funds in Fairborn. Is any of that yours? That's coming up in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time is 6:36.
Nobody likes to be told what to think. That's why we're careful to make sure our news is right down the middle. Both sides and all viewpoints. Then you decide what you think about it. Dayton's News and Talk is WHIO. Depend on it.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
Brand new data that I was ready to do cartwheels over, except you wouldn't want to see me do a cartwheel. But this is the middle cartwheel I'm doing. For the first time ever, the average amount, the average participant in an employer-provided 401k, the percent they're saving is almost 15%. This is fantastic, because the more you save in that employer-provided 401k, the better off you're going to be, because it's automatic. The money comes out, it builds up over time, and you're going to be so much better off. But here's the second bit of great news. More and more small employers are now offering 401ks to try to compete for workers with big companies. So participating in that 401k will change your future.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO. What is the WHIO Storm Center? It means when you hear these tones, you are just a few minutes away from emergency weather information. Weather is our number one priority. The Storm Center 7 forecast is always on the radio. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. And when News Center 7 is in wall-to-wall weather coverage mode, you'll always hear it simulcast on WHIO radio. That means you can take your radio to your safe spot and hear exactly what's happening with severe weather. When it comes to weather, we don't mess around.
For this week in history, I'm Ron Otto. July 7th, 1947, UFOs are sighted in Roswell, New Mexico, supposedly. July 7th, 1928, sliced bread is sold for the first time by Chillicothe Baking Company in Missouri.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
July 9th, 1955, one of the first successful rock and roll songs, Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets, hits #1 on the Billboard charts.
I've been waiting on this.
July 10th, 2018, Drake's 7 singles from his Scorpion album hit the Billboard Hot 100, breaking a record set by the Beatles.
With the stars.
And July 11th, 1967, the Cincinnati Reds' Tony Perez wins baseball's All-Star Game MVP as the National League beats the American League 2-1 in 15 innings at Anaheim Stadium.
Hunter fires a fastball and Perez rips into it for a long drive to left field. It's gone for a home run into the left field bleachers.
For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto.
Together with the resources of News Center 7, you're on Dayton's #1 news team. Now, back to Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Good morning, I'm Ron Otto on Miami Valley's Morning News. Country concert in Fort Loramie going on again tonight. Parker McCollum is the grand finale there on the main stage at 10 o'clock. If you're going, make sure to mix in some water and some Gatorade with you. The humidity is going to be rough, so take it easy out there. It is 71 degrees in Dayton at 6:38.
Yeah, we're looking at 22 minutes here ahead of 7 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, it was a disappointing night for Guardians fans, not because they lost a game, but because their game was postponed.
The opener of a 4-game series between the Cleveland Guardians and Chicago White Sox was postponed because of rain. It will be made up as part of a split doubleheader today. Cleveland's Logan Allen and Chicago All-Star Shane Smith are scheduled to start the opener, with the Guardians' Gavin Williams and Jonathan Cannon getting the ball in the nightcap.
That is WHIO's Will Taylor reporting. The city of Fairborn says it has found over $215,000 in unclaimed funds.
The city says on social media it has tried to contact the individuals and businesses, but says much of the money is still unclaimed. The funds are from things like utility deposits or overpayments, closed utility accounts with remaining balances, court fees, and restitution.
That is WHIO's Jason Michaels. If you're interested, well, we got a link to check for your name at WHIO.com. Check that out. A judge holding a hearing yesterday over a lawsuit accusing ICE deportation efforts of being unconstitutional. Now, Fox's Alexandria Hoff brings us a report on this from Washington.
The way that immigration agents approach and apprehend suspected illegal migrants could soon be seriously limited. A hearing was held in Los Angeles for a case brought by the ACLU, Mayor Karen Bass, and several others. Together, they're suing the Trump administration, claiming that immigration raids are being carried out based on skin color alone. Now, in court, a federal judge, a Biden appointee, appeared to agree with that and wrote a tentative ruling against the Trump administration, according to Fox sources. The government, of course, pushing back on this accusation, arguing that the arrests are based off of intelligence and surveillance, not race.
An official ruling is expected later today. The Trump administration has already sued Los Angeles and other cities, arguing their sanctuary city policies are illegal and are making it harder to enforce immigration law.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
Well, if you're a fan of beer and bright lights, this may be the event for you.
The Miami Valley chapter of the National Association of Breweriana Advertising is holding the 50th annual mini convention at the Greene County Fairgrounds this weekend. Hundreds of different types of beer memorabilia will be on display, along with an auction taking place. The event runs through Saturday.
That is WHIO's Parker Testa reporting. WHIO News Time is 6:41.
Now your 5-day weather forecast, sponsored by AAA Club Alliance. Here is Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
89 degrees this afternoon. A stray shower or storm possible, but that chance is pretty low. 90 degrees on Saturday, feeling more like 100, and 87 on Sunday, with a better chance for rain. Now, Saturdays, there's a chance through the afternoon of a stronger thunderstorm, possibly severe. The threats are extremely low. Doing the same thing again Sunday. Sunday afternoon into the evening, that better chance for rain comes with the cold front. 88 on Monday, 90 on Tuesday, still holding the stray chance of a shower or storm.
Live Doppler 7 radar. Right now, we're not seeing any rain popping up on the radar. Clear skies, in fact, as the sun starts coming up. It's 68 in Sydney. It is 68 in Tip City, and it's now 71 degrees at Dayton's Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
Get a traffic update now from Jake Magnotta.
Right now, we don't have a single traffic issue to worry about. If you're in Troy, Tip City, Springfield, Centerville, no crashes on our main roads, and I-75, I-70, 675. Everyone is still moving very well. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Well, a Nashville man recently arrested for repeatedly calling 911 to request cigarettes. Troy Nicholson wanted officers to deliver smokes to him. Troy made over 10 non-emergency calls. Cops are now charging him with making unnecessary 911 calls. And coming up, is there a trade war brewing with Brazil? That's coming up in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time is 6:43. Traffic.
One thing about WHIO, it's that we really care about covering local news in a big way. So far this year, we've won 2 regional Edward R. Murrow News Awards, one for Best Radio Newscast. We're really proud of that one. We don't do this for awards, though. We do this to give you news that's live and local. However, getting recognition for our work is nice. We're not going to lie. Thanks for allowing us into your homes and cars. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
I want to talk about spending. A lot of people have been panic buying, worried about where prices are going. And you end up buying things that maybe you really don't need. So I want to propose something else, and that is think before you buy. And maybe just spend the rest of summer buying only what you have to have, not what you want to have. And if you stick to have-tos, not want-tos, it'll really shock you how little money you spend versus what you normally do. A lot of things we do that we spend our money on are just little treats for ourselves. You know, it's a better treat having money in your pocket.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because we know in making the most of your home, DIY doesn't just stand for do it yourself. It also means dream it yourself. And we're here to help protect the dreams you're building. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Park.
Good morning. It is 6:46. I'm Ron Otto on Miami Valley's Morning News with the three big things we're following for you today. Governor DeWine puts together a group to deal with rising property taxes across the state. 3 people are hurt, including 2 kids in a crash in Miami Township that happened earlier this week. And our top story, almost a year after an attack against the then presidential candidate Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, some Secret Service agents are facing consequences.
That's right, Ron. We now know that the Secret Service has suspended 6 agents assigned to protect President Trump when that gunman attempted to take his life at a rally nearly a year ago.
People here in Butler still demanding answers, and it's not just the family of Corey Comparator who was killed that day. It's also Senator Ron Johnson, who just told our Capitol Hill team in Washington, D.C. that he's fed up.
That is Fox's Alexis McAdams reporting the shots were fired by 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, who killed the firefighter she just mentioned and grazed President Trump's ear. 3 people, including 2 children, had to go to a local hospital after a crash where the driver lost control and went off the road. Now, this happened Wednesday night in Miami Township on Shepherd Road.
Ohio State troopers now say Jared Thrush was passing a car in a no-passing zone when he lost control. The car hit multiple trees before ending up in a ravine. Troopers are still looking into this.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. Ohio's governor forming a working group to deal with property taxes.
Governor Mike DeWine says he wants the group to issue concrete recommendations for meaningful reforms that address the needs of property owners, both individuals and businesses, are affordable to the state budget, and that protects local schools and other services.
That is WHIO's Jason Michaels reporting. And all of this comes after Attorney General Dave Whio said Wednesday that a proposal to abolish property taxes in Ohio was likely to pass. The president of Brazil says he will impose retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. if President Trump follows through on his pledge to boost import taxes by 50%.
His comments raise the risk of a tariff war erupting between the two countries, similar to what has happened between the U.S. and China. President Trump has vowed to respond forcefully if countries seek to punish the U.S. The letter that the president sent to Brazil Wednesday, railing against the witch hunt trial against former President Bolsonaro, opened up a new front in his trade wars.
That was WHIO's Rich Jones reporting. In baseball news, the Yankees staging a late game comeback against the Mariners.
The Yankees pulled off an improbable win Thursday night. The Bronx Bombers defeated the Mariners 6-5 in 10 innings, walking off Seattle on an Aaron Judge sacrifice fly. Mariners pitcher Brian Wu took a no-hitter into the 8th inning, but the Yankees rallied from 5 runs down to complete the 3-game sweep.
That is Fox's Joe Morgan reporting. And a new take on The Man of Steel hits the Miami Valley theaters this weekend.
James Gunn's Superman hits theaters. The film stars David Cornsweet as the Man of Steel, a.k.a. Clark Kent, the Daily Planet reporter. In Gunn's version of the film, which has drawn some criticism as being woke because of Gunn's use of Superman's alien status as an immigration allegory.
And some of it was filmed in our state as well, here in Ohio. That's Fox's Michelle Polino reporting, WHIO News Time, 6:49.
Now with your 5-day weather forecast, your Storm Center 7 meteorologist, Britley Ritz.
A little bit of patchy dense fog this morning, but most of us should be just fine. That'll clear. We'll see lots of sunshine and a stray shower this afternoon with a high of 89 degrees, feeling more like 90 plus. 90 degrees on Saturday, feeling closer to 100. Better chance for rain will be Sunday. Most of the latter part of the afternoon and into the evening will hold that chance for rain all across the valley. And again, a stronger storm can't be ruled out. Wind would be the biggest concern. 87 degrees degrees on Sunday, 88 on Monday, and 90 degrees on Tuesday. Both days, rain chances are pretty low, about a 10% shot. But the opportunity is there, so pay attention to Live Doppler 7.
And that Live Doppler 7 radar is clear this hour. As we get some sunshine out there, it is very humid, so it may not feel this way, but it's 68 in Eaton. It is 73 in Englewood and 71 degrees at Dayton's severe weather station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
Well, we get a traffic update now from Jake Magnotta.
Not even 7 o'clock. We're already starting to slow down in the construction area in Beaver Creek. Heads up right now if you're heading this way. This is 35 West, right near North Fairfield Road is when you'll begin to slow down. Everywhere else, not slowing down. Traffic still moving at normal speeds. No crashes reported so far. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Well, the Logan County Fair in Belle Fountain is going to be wrapping up tomorrow night. Tonight, there are motorcycle races. Actually, that happens in the main grandstand this afternoon. And the OSTPA truck and tractor pulls happening on Saturday night. And coming up, the most unhealthy ice cream. Have you ever thought about the most unhealthy ice cream? That's coming up in 3 minutes. WHIO News Time is 6:51.
It takes a lot of work and people to put on a live radio station. But being in the moment with us, live and local, is something you can't get anywhere else. WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on it.
Are on sale now at Phrase.com or at Phrase Fanfare in the Town and Country Shopping Center. Don't miss CeCe Winans on her More Than This tour with special guest Charity Gale at Phrase Pavilion on Wednesday, July 23rd.
Greene County Career Center's Peace Officer Basic Training Program can prepare you for the state certification exam. Academy start date is September 8th. Call the Greene County Career Center at 937-372-6941. Financial aid is available for those who qualify.
Are you tired of dealing with the same health problems like headaches and back pain and still only utilizing a Band-Aid to cover up the symptoms? Then tune into Living the Full Life, where Dr. Juan explains how to get to the root cause of the problem and fix it. Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on WHIO Radio.
Did you know that even when counties soften the water they supply to customers like you, the water is still considered quite hard? Enting Water Conditioning can solve that with premium American-made and Dayton-assembled water softeners. Visit enting.com, ENTING.com.
The WHIO Weekend Preview with what's happening around the Miami Valley. Here's Chris Hartley.
What's up, Miami Valley? Here's what's happening. Montgomery County Fair is going on all this week over at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. This is their Red, White, and Bloom theme. Demolition Derby, rides, games, food, and fun. The fair's going to run through Saturday. The Philbilly Moonshine Festival, that's happening this weekend over at the Snickers Bar and Grill. That's going to be on 3rd Street in Dayton. You can meet master distillers from the TV show Moonshiners Master Distillers. They're going to have bourbon tasting, live music, food, bounce houses for the kids, and lots of fun. Doors are going to open up at noon both Friday and Saturday. The Kick a Chicken Wing Fest, that's happening over at Phrase on Saturday. Live music, food, and fun. This is a free event. Kicks off at 4 p.m. It's going to run through 10. And movies topping the box office this weekend include Jurassic World, Rebirth, F1, the movie, and How to Train Your Dragon. With your WHIO Weekend Preview, I'm Chris Hartley.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The area's only all-news and talk radio station. That means we're talking about what you're talking about. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning, I'm Ron Otto on Miami Valley's Morning News, and it's going to be another warm one today. Not nearly as warm as tomorrow. Tomorrow, the actual temperature is going to dip into the 90s, and with all that humidity, it's going to feel more like 100 degrees. So whatever you do, take it easy if you have to be outside and stay hydrated. Currently, it is 72 degrees in Dayton at 6:55. One thing you might want to do is grab some ice cream, unless you're worried about all them sugar and calories and stuff. A new article by Eat This Not That has ranked the 7 unhealthiest ice creams ranked by sugar content. And I see a lot of Ben & Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs on here. Number 1 being Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey, 400 calories, 39 grams of sugar, and that's for just a 2/3 cup worth. So do you, Jeremy, think about calories when you're picking out your ice cream at the store?
Not when I'm going all in on ice cream. Definitely not. And some of these look delicious. I'm more of a Bluebell sticks out. I do like Bluebell a lot. Not a big Ben & Jerry's fan, but Grater's love as well. Luckily, Grater's isn't on here, so maybe that means it's a little.
It's healthy.
A little healthier.
Hey, Grater's is healthy. Breaking news here. Will, what do you think?
I'm not a big ice cream purchaser. Like I don't buy like gallons or pints, but no surprise, Ben & Jerry's is on there.
Yeah,
no surprise. They're just chocked full. But if you're eating ice cream too, how much are you really thinking about? How much sugar's in it? Like you've already jumped off the bridge.
There is this stuff like the skinny cow and stuff like that. In that section. I know my wife has been over there to have some of that, and she says that stuff's great. And so there is something for everybody out there. But most of the time. Now, she does like the Haagen-Dazs too, and I have not had, I think, some of the Bluebell stuff, but none of the other stuff on this. This goes back to the last thing we talked about. I buy the store brand stuff. The Kroger brand stuff. That's the ice cream I get.
Absolutely.
So, cookies and cream, Rocky Road. That's the way I go. So,
and they're always, it seems like often there's sales on that too. So
I was surprised that when Clark Howard said once that the one thing that he will always splurge on and not buy the cheap thing is ice cream.
Yeah.
Really. And to me, the store brand ice cream is about as good as a Ben & Jerry's, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Ben & Jerry, the thing I don't like about Ben & Jerry's is they just stuff it so full of stuff. To me, it just feels like it's less ice cream and more of just everything else. And at that point, it's like, I don't know. I like to be able to, just like I like to taste my coffee, I like to taste the ice cream and not just have it feel like it's a mouthful of stuff.
It's like a jar of crumbled up candy bars frozen.
That's kind of what description.
It is. Well, if you don't, geek out on ice cream, what do you geek out on, Will? What's one thing one food item that you throw down on?
Oh man, that I'll like go out of my way to buy.
Yeah.
Pickles.
Pickles.
Yeah, sure. Pickles.
It's a low calorie option.
Yeah, low calorie.
They taste good.
I don't know. I
Man,
like the hot ones.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, because you can definitely get those around. So yeah. All right, well, gentlemen, it is that time of the morning. It is going to be a warm one today. Like I said, grab some ice cream. Better yet, drink some water. So it's going to be pretty warm. And coming up in the next hour, 6 Secret Service agents are now suspended. We'll get the latest on that. WHIO News Time is 6:58.
Midway Trailers is now Rodock. Same great family-owned company with the same great service and staff. You'll find a trailer and quality brand for every need. When you need to haul, give Rodock a call. Visit Rodock.com. That's RODOC.com.
I'm Ron Otto with my Sports Rundown, my take on the big stories in sports, or in this case this week, just a collection of random thoughts on sports. Soccer. I know we call it soccer. It's called football everywhere else in the world. Doesn't really matter. I'm not a big fan. The NFL team in Jacksonville. It's pronounced Jaguars. Jaguars, not Jaguars. There's no I in Jaguars. Stop it already. Yes, I did watch the UFL this season. I even watched and enjoyed the championship game, at least until it became a blowout, and I plan to watch it again next spring. I don't care what his father is like or what kind of a distraction you think he will be, and I especially don't care if you're still wacko for Flacco. Shedeur Sanders could very well be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns this season, and he could still become that franchise quarterback we've all been so desperate for. I'm Ron Otto, and that's my rundown.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the station Dayton turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. WHIO Dayton Springfield, celebrating 90 years of being Dayton's news and talk station. Depend on it.
Good morning. It is 7 o'clock. I'm Ron Otto. Today is July 11th, 2025, finally Friday, and 7-11. I'm Ron Otto on Miami Valley's Morning News with the three big things we are following for you today. A crash on I-75 started as a police chase that reached speeds over 100 miles an hour and spanned 2 counties. President Trump is scheduled to see the damage from the deadly Texas floods today. And our top story, 6 Secret Service agents protecting then presidential candidate Donald Trump when he was attacked in Butler, Pennsylvania almost a year ago have been suspended.
Yeah, and Ron, but questions continue to swirl around that assassination attempt, including from the widow of one of the rally attendees killed in that shooting. Fox's Alexis McAdams reports from Butler.
Helen Comparator demanding accountability from the Secret Service. The agency has admitted to multiple failures and tells Fox it made changes since July 13th of last year, after a gunman fired off 8 rounds, killing Corey Comparator and wounding 3 others, including President Trump. Police say 20-year-old Thomas Crooks fired those gunshots. Investigators say the once shy college kid planned the attack for days. The feds say Crooks was stockpiling weapons and making explosives in his room. The president has said there will be a comprehensive report about the assassination attempt, but no details yet on when that would be made public.
Yeah, this weekend is the 1-year anniversary of that assassination attempt. Stay tuned here as we get new details on this developing story. We're going to bring them to you on your station for breaking news, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
The heat is ramping up. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz. I'll tell you the hottest day this weekend, and of course we'll run through the rules you need to follow.
Slow in the construction area already. If you're taking 35 west through Beaver Creek, this is around North Fairfield Road. You'll be hitting the brakes. You'll be slow all the way to 675. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
This is Miami Valley's Morning News on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. I'm Ron Otto.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff. Well, police say a chase spanned 2 counties and reached speeds of 100 miles per hour before the driver crashed on I-75.
Dayton police said this started with the suspect stealing someone's car at gunpoint in the city's Five Oaks neighborhood. When the chase got into Miami County, a Dayton police officer used a precision immobilization technique, or pit maneuver, causing the driver to spin out and crash. Dayton police also told us there were no injuries.
That is News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright. An employee of a Dayton healthcare firm is one of 9 Ohio Medicaid providers who has been indicted by the state for alleged fraud.
The Office of Attorney General Dave Yost says 45-year-old Kenya Nevins of Dayton, an employee of Amazing Grace Home Care, is accused of billing for services on 21 days while the recipient was hospitalized, causing a bill of over $1,800 for Medicaid. She told investigators she knew knew she could not bill for the services.
That is WHIO's Jason Michaels reporting. All combined, 9 Medicaid providers accused of stealing a combined $1.2 million from the government health care program for the needy. And President Trump traveling to Central Texas tonight for a first-hand look at flood recovery there.
Taking up his role as the nation's consoler-in-chief, President Trump will meet with first responders and family members impacted by the catastrophic flooding in the Texas Hill Country. A White House official says the president will get a briefing from local officials and meet with Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
That is Fox's Jared Halpern reporting from the White House. And something you should know, this Friday morning, a federal judge in New Hampshire has issued a ruling pausing President Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship from taking effect anywhere in the U.S.
The judge issued a preliminary injunction blocking President Trump's order and certified a class action lawsuit, including all children who will be affected. The judge announced his decision, which includes a 7-day stay to allow for appeal after an hour-long hearing.
That's WHIO's Rich Jones. And a Denver museum known for its dino displays has made a new dino discovery.
It turns out researchers didn't have to go far from the Denver Museum of Nature and Science to find a dinosaur fossil bone. Ironically, the discovery was made right under the museum's parking lot. It happened after a 750-foot hole was drilled so scientists could study geothermal heating. The bone, believed to be over 67 million years old, is now on display in the museum.
That is Fox's Tom Rigotti reporting. WHIO News Time 7:05.
Well, the Cleveland Guardians game against Chicago White Sox in Southside yesterday was rained out. They will have a day-night doubleheader today. I will be seated and comfortable for first pitch of Game 1, which is set for 3:10 this afternoon. You know where to find me. And coming up, Ohio makes a top 5 list, and it's a good thing this time around. That's coming up in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time is 7:06.
A lot of weird stuff happens around here overnight. That's why we feature Dayton's only all-news morning show. Catch up and know what's going on every morning. Miami Valley's morning news is on WHIO. WHIO, Dayton's news and talk. Depend on it.
At Walden University, we get the W. We come here for more than just a degree. We come here to make an impact. We step up when everything is on the line, and we create opportunities. At Walden University, we learn the skills to get us to the next level. Plus, with flexible online learning, we can do it on our time. Now it's your time. Get the W. Walden University, set a course for change. Visit waldenu.edu to learn more. Certified to operate by Chev.
Stop in Dots Market in Kettering, Centerville, and Bellbrook for our award-winning meats, fresh produce, and Dots Roasted Chicken. Dots Market is your grill-out headquarters and go-to family market since 1951. Dots stands for dependable old-time service.
2024 broke a 50-year heat record. Extreme summer temperatures are on the way. It's time to make your home more efficient and comfortable. Combat the heat with ProSafe insulation. A 2024 study found 89% of U.S. homes are under-insulated. ProSafe insulation can lower your energy bills up to 45%. Plus, with a federal tax credit, you can get 30% back on material costs up to $1,200. Google ProSafe insulation and call today. You'll be comfortable doing business with us.
This Saturday, July 12th, it's the annual Kickin' Chicken Wing Fest at Fray's Pavilion from 4 to 10 p.m. Enjoy bold food, rockin' music, and a free summer party at Kickin' Chicken Wing Fest. Visit Frays.com. Thanks to our season sponsors, Alta Fiber and Dayton Children's Hospital.
Dayton's only all-local news radio station. The power of WHIO Radio and News Center 7 means you'll know first. This is Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Good morning. I'm Ron Otto on Miami Valley's Morning News. Country concert tonight, night 2. Parker McCollum on the big stage at 10 o'clock. If you're going today, please take it easy. Very humid and very warm out there. Right now, it's 72 degrees in Dayton at 7:08.
And that is 8 minutes after 7 o'clock. I'm Jeremy Ratliff. A CNBC announcing its top states for business list, and the state of Ohio is number 5.
The Ohio Chamber of Commerce says to fulfill its mission, it's partnered with Jobs Ohio to improve awareness of the Buckeye State's current economic competitiveness rankings. The state is first in infrastructure, second in cost of doing doing business, 6th in technology and innovation, and 7th in access to capital and cost of living.
That report from WHIO's Jason Michaels. Protests broke out during ice raids on 2 marijuana farms in California yesterday. Fox's Matt Finn explains.
2 federal sources tell Fox that hundreds of people have been taken into custody during an hours-long immigration sweep at 2 farming locations in Carpinteria and Camarillo, California. Tear gas and smoke bombs were launched into the crowds of protesters, clashing with immigration agents. Some people were transported to the hospital. Others were taken into custody for interfering with federal officers. Protesters could be seen throwing rocks, and sources tell Fox the feds are investigating the possibility of an active shooter at the scene. Federal sources tell Fox they had a criminal warrant to get onto the properties based on evidence illegal aliens were being harbored there.
Yeah, so California's governor criticized the raid, posting a video on X of kids running from tear gas and claiming their mother was taken by ICE agents at one of the farms. And Customs and Border Patrol responding by announcing 10 juveniles were found at the farm. All were illegal immigrants and 8 were unaccompanied, and the farm is being investigated for child labor laws. Another story we're following for you, a garbage collector strike in Boston has spread to multiple states across the country, including Georgia, Illinois, Washington, and California. That's according to the Teamsters Union. Fox's Allie Rasmussen, more for us from California.
Workers with Republic Services in Massachusetts went on strike a week ago. Since Tuesday of this week, Republic Service workers in the Bay Area and other states have started their own temporary work stoppage in solidarity. There are 24 Bay Area cities affected by this, from Fairfield to San Jose, Pinole to Piedmont, Half Moon Bay to Newark.
And you can stay with us for updates in the days ahead.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
And in music news, Justin Bieber is back with a new album.
Justin Bieber surprises fans by releasing Swag, his 7th studio album. It dropped Friday, just hours after he teased it on billboards and social media. This is the first album for the 2-time Grammy Award winner since the 2021 Justice, and his first since becoming a father last year.
That is Fox's Carmen Roberts reporting. WHIO News Time 7:11.
Now your 5-day weather forecast, sponsored by AAA Club Alliance. Here is Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz.
89 degrees this afternoon. A stray shower or storm possible, but that chance is pretty low. 90 degrees on Saturday, feeling more like 187 on Sunday, with a better chance for rain. Now, Saturdays, there's a chance through the afternoon of a stronger thunderstorm, possibly severe. The threats are extremely low. Doing the same thing again Sunday. Sunday afternoon into the evening, that better chance for rain comes with a cold front. 88 on Monday, 90 on Tuesday, still holding the stray chance of a shower or storm.
Now the live Doppler 7 radar. It is clear with some sunshine across the Miami Valley this hour. It is 64 in Urbana, 68 in Springfield, and 72 degrees at Dayton's severe weather station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Is your car's AC acting up? Keep cool this summer by visiting your trusted automotive air conditioning repair experts. Breathe a little easier by making an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
Get a traffic update now with Jake Magnotta.
Ron, we were moving slow in the construction area on 35 West in Beaver Creek near 675. Looks like we're okay now. These delays really just pop up here and there, but if you're heading this way, not really much of an issue. We are also hearing that there are some wires down in Washington Township. Sounds like this is affecting Spring Valley Pike near Clio Road. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Well, according to OK Magazine, this was not exactly a good week for Denise Richards. Her reality TV show, Denise Richards and Her Wild Things, has been canceled after just one season. And her husband, Aaron, filed for divorce from her on Monday. Well, coming up, a child got caught in one of those claw machines down in Mason. That's coming up in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time is 7:13.
Here at WHIO, we listened to what you want in a news and talk station. What you said is that it's important to report the news right down the middle and then let you decide what you think about it. It's not our job to convince you to think a certain way. It's our job to report the news, give you both sides, and be fair and honest. That's a promise we've made since 1935. We're honored you've chosen us as Dayton's news and talk station. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
What is the WHIO Storm Center? It means when you hear these tones, you are just a few minutes away from emergency weather information. Weather is our number one priority. The Storm Center 7 forecast is always on the radio. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. And when News Center 7 is in wall-to-wall weather coverage mode, you'll always hear it simulcast on WHIO radio. That means you can take your radio to your safe spot and hear exactly what's happening with severe weather. When it comes to weather, we don't mess around.
For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto. July 7th, 1947, UFOs are sighted in Roswell, New Mexico. Supposedly. July 7th, 1928, sliced bread is sold for the first time by Chillicothe Baking Company in Missouri.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
July 9th, 1955, one of the first successful rock and roll songs, Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets, hits #1 on the Billboard charts.
I've been waiting on this.
July 10th, 2018, Drake's 7 singles from his Scorpion album hit the Billboard Hot 100, breaking a record set by the Beatles.
I have tea with the stars.
And July 11th, 1967, the Cincinnati Reds' Tony Perez wins baseball's All-Star Game MVP as the National League beats the American League 2-1 in 15 innings at Anaheim Stadium.
Hunter fires a fastball and Perez rips into it for a long drive to left field. It's going, gone for a home run into the left field bleachers.
For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
Good morning, Dayton. You're waking up with the information you need to start the day. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning. It is 7:16. I'm Ron Otto on Miami Valley's morning news with the 3 big things we're following for you today. Prosecutors want a teen accused of killing 2 people near the DeSoto Bass Apartments to be tried as an adult. At least 120 people are dead and still over 170 people are missing in the massive floods in Texas. And our top story today, suspensions have been given to 6 Secret Service agents protecting then presidential candidate Donald Trump when a gunman tried to assassinate him.
And Ron, this weekend is going to be the 1-year anniversary here of the assassination attempt during that rally in Pennsylvania.
Sunday marks 1 year since President Trump was shot just minutes into a speech at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The then candidate was speaking to more than 15,000 people when 20-year-old Thomas Crooks fired 8 rounds at the Butler Farm Show grounds, leaving Trump with minor injuries. 50-year-old volunteer firefighter Corey Comparatori was killed and 2 others were hurt in the incident. An investigation into the response by the Secret Service followed in the months after the shooting, with the agency's director stepping down 10 days after the attack. This week, it was revealed that 6 agents were suspended without pay for their conduct, those suspensions ranging from 10 to 42 days.
That is Fox's Tanya J. Powers reporting. Locally, an endangered missing adult alert has been issued for 69-year-old Gary Sims, according to the Ohio Attorney General's office. Now, he drove away from his residence on South Isabella Street in Springfield on July 1st and has not returned.
Sims is diabetic, has severe heart issues, and does not have his required medications. Officers are concerned with his safety. He is 6 feet tall, weighs 220 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. Sims was last seen wearing a red football jersey with the number 23 on the front and sweatpants. The vehicle involved is a white 2013 BMW X5 with Ohio plate number Satchmo. You are asked to call 911 if you see him or the vehicle.
That is WHIO's Will Taylor. A video shows the moments a child went inside a claw machine at an area community center. WHIO's Rich Joan reports.
Mason police and EMS were called to the community center on Mason-Montgomery Road July 7th to help get a child out of a stuffed animal claw machine, according to WCPO. Surveillance footage shows the moment the child walks toward the machine, looks into the door, and begins climbing inside. A man with a volunteer shirt walks by the machine, appearing to see the child's legs sticking out of the door before the child fully enters the machine. In another clip, employees appear to unplug the machine and bring it into a nearby store as a woman who appears to be the child's mom walks with them.
Yeah, police and EMS then worked to open the back of the machine, letting the child out, and a police report confirming to us that the child had no injuries in that. WHIO News Time 719.
Well, now with 5-day weather forecast, your Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
A little bit of patchy dense fog this morning, but most of us should be just fine. That'll clear. We'll see lots of sunshine and a stray shower this afternoon with a high of 89 degrees, feeling more like 90 plus. 90 degrees on Saturday, feeling closer to 100. Better chance for rain will be Sunday. Most of the latter part of the afternoon and into the evening will hold that chance for rain all across the valley. And again, a stronger storm can't be ruled out. Wind would be the biggest concern. 87 degrees on Sunday, 88 on Monday, and 90 degrees on Tuesday. Both days, rain chances are pretty low, about a 10% shot, but the opportunity is there, so pay attention to Live Doppler 7.
And the Live Doppler 7 radar this hour, it is all clear. Lots of sunshine out there. Temperature's starting to come up. Humidity is up as well, so it's going to be uncomfortable. 70 in Fairborn, 68 in Springfield, and 72 degrees at Dayton's Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
Get an update, a traffic update now from Jake Magnotta.
Ron, been watching this construction area in Beaver Creek 35 West near 675. We were slow here about 30 minutes ago, but right now actually looks like we're okay. So I don't really think you'll need too much extra time getting through this area. I would avoid the intersection of Spring Valley Pike and Clio Road if you're in Washington Township. Earlier heard reports that there are some wires across the road here. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Well, according to MLB.com, one of the top prospects in next week's baseball amateur draft is a high school left-hander who can throw a 103-mile-an-hour fastball. His name is Jack Bauer, and his number is 24. And I'm not joking about that, especially if you're a TV fan. Well, coming up soon in our Impact story, there's a problem with pre-diabetes spreading through America's youth. We'll have that for you in 3 minutes. WHIO News Time is 7:21.
WHIO has just won several Associated Press and Edward R. Murrow News Awards, including Best Radio Newscast. We don't do it for awards. We do it for you. Thanks. From WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk.
When you feel sick and need care fast, Kettering Health on Demand Care is here for you. Our virtual visits let you connect with a healthcare provider from the comfort of home. Virtual visits are convenient for illnesses that don't require an exam or lab testing, like pink eye, sore throat, or rashes. You can connect with one of our providers quickly and securely so you can get back to feeling your best. Schedule a virtual visit now at ketteringhealth.org/on-demand.
I go to Milton Hershey School, a private school where students like me in pre-K through 12th grade live and learn on campus in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's been huge for my future. I get an awesome education with mentors who've got my back inside and outside the classroom, friends who can challenge me, and a campus packed with resources that help me succeed. And the best part? All costs are covered for every student. Want to know more? Check out mhskids.org/opportunity.
Going to the gym can be discouraging, especially if you're putting in the work but barely seeing changes. But with Tonal, you can actually see your progress with every workout. Tonal provides the convenience of a full gym and the expertise of a personal trainer anytime at home with one sleek system. Designed to reduce your mental load, Tonal is the ultimate strength training system, helping you focus less on workout planning and more on getting results. No more second-guessing your technique. Tonal gives you real-time coaching cues to dial in your form and help you lift safely and effectively. After a quick assessment, Tonal sets the optimal weight for every move and adjusts in 1-pound increments as you get stronger, so you're always challenged. Tonal lets you choose from a variety of expert-led workouts, from strength to aero hit to yoga and mobility, to keep you coming back for more. For a limited time, go to Tonal.com to get $500 off site-wide. That's Tonal.com for $500 off site-wide. Tonal.com.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at Hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED. But Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/radio. That's Hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
#1 news team. Now, back to Miami Valley's morning news on WHIO.
Good morning, I'm Ron Otto on Miami Valley's Morning News. The Clinton County Fair continuing today and through tomorrow. It's going to be open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., so take it easy and